Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm Coretta. In today's video, I will be showing how I made a rhinestone t-shirt using my Cricut Explore Air 2. Before we get started, here's some things that you will need in order to complete this project. You will need a rhinestone template of your choice, rhinestones, rhinestone flock, rhinestone transfer paper, a brush to brush your stones into your template, a t-shirt, a cutting machine such as a Cricut Explore Air 2, a heat source such as a heat press or an easy press. I will leave a list of these items in the description box down below. Okay, so here we are in Design Space. You've selected the rhinestone template of your choice. And today I've selected the rhinestone template, Queens Don't Quit, We Conquer. I bought this template off of Etsy, and from this Etsy shop right here, I'm not going to say the name because I'm sure I will butcher it. And so I bought this template from Etsy design, and according to the instructions that is listed on the template, we're going to need 1,742 10SS stones. The width of the template is 10.9. The height of the template is 10.9. Now we want to note that. Okay, so then once we go, we purchase the template, we download it to our computer. We open up the file, and you look at all of the files. You have a DXF file, you have an ESP file, you have a text document that in capital letters says, please read it. So we're going to come back to that. We have a PLT file, we have a PNG file, we have a Silhouette Studio file, and then we have 2 SVG files. So, according to the owner of this template, she said, or they said, to please read the instructions. So we're going to open up the instructions and we're going to read it. And it says, please, first step, adjust the design to the size indicated below. If you have a Silhouette machine, then use Studio 3 file. If you have a Cricut machine, then use the SVG file. For SS10 designs, you will need 1,742 red rhinestones, 10SS, but I'm sure you could use whatever color rhinestones you want to use because today I won't be using red. And then it also said to adjust or verify that the size of your template is 10.889 in width and that the height is 10.093 in height. So we want to make note of that to ensure that when we go to cut our template, that it will hold the holes, the circles will hold the rhinestone, the SS10 rhinestones. So we want to make note of that, okay? So we're going to go over here to Cricut Design Space. We're going to click on Upload. We're going to upload the image, browse for our image. We're going to select the first SVG file, and it's going to upload into Cricut. We're going to it's already selected because it's a cut image. We're going to upload this to our image uploads. We're going to select the image and add it to our canvas. Now, as you can see, we've added the file to our canvas, and according to the canvas, this image is 10.861 in width and 10.875 in height. And we need this image, according to the instructions, we need this image to be 10.889 by 10.093. So what we're going to do is we're going to come here and we're going to unlock the image. and then we're going to size it according to the instructions that we received. And it says that the width should be 10.889, right? Enter. And then the width should be 10.093 and enter. So it didn't change by a lot, but we did see a small change. So once we designed the image to the correct size that was per the instructions, then we're going to send this design to our mat to cut. And here we're going to click Make It. Once we click Make It, you see the image on the mat. We have a 12 by 12 mat, and because we're going to be using transfer tape to remove the stones off of this image, we do not need to mirror it. We don't need to mirror it at all. So then we're going to select Continue. So we're here at Material. So material is for what you're gonna cut. So we have rhinestone flock that we have to cut, and it's a bit thick. So through my research, I've discovered that if I create my own material and use that material at the pressure that I set, that it will cut my rhinestone flock. So the way that you create your own material is you go to Browse All. You scroll all the way down to the bottom, and then you select Material Settings. And then you're going to come up with these custom materials. Then you're going to come all the way down to the bottom of the custom settings, and you're going to click Add New Material. And here you want to name your material. So I've already done this step, so I'm going to walk you through it, and then I'm just going to create a fake one and delete it later. So the name that I'm going to use is Rhinestone Test Material. You can name yours whatever you like to name it. For example, I named my rhinestone flock cut material to Rhinestone Flock HTW because this is the rhinestone flock that I got from Heat Transfer Warehouse. And I know based off of trial and error what pressure I need to have my material set on to cut it. So if I know that I get this same flock from Rhinestone Heat Transfer Warehouse, I will use the same settings to cut my material. So once you've named your material, you would hit save. You hit save, and it's going to bring you up here to where you're going to set the pressure for your rhinestone test material, or for your rhinestone material. You're going to select all the way. I'm going to move it all the way over to 340 because that's what I found to be better. You can set your pressure between 340 and 350 depending on the sharpness and the age of your blade. So I set mine at 345 is what I actually set it at. 345. And then I left all of these things the same. This is off and this is on fine point blade. And so then I hit save. So once you hit save, the rhinestone flock material is there, but you can't use it yet. So you have to click done. Then you have to click cancel. And it's, are you sure you want to cancel your cut? Yes. Then you're going to click cancel because you want to go all the way back to your mat. And the reason why you do this is because if you don't go back to your mat after you add your material won't be available for you to cut it. So you want to go back to your mat and start over. So we're going to start over. We're going to hit make it. We have it on the mat. We have it on a 12 by 12 mat. We're not going to mirror it. And so we're going to hit continue. Come on, Cricut. We're going to browse all material, and then we're going to search for the material that we just created. Right? Oh, that's not going to find it. So we created this rhinestone test material, and then we're going to hit done. So then once we hit done, the pressure is going to be default, and then we're going to load up our mat to cut our material. So I'm going to get the material and stuff together, and then I'm going to meet you over at the cutting machine. Okay, here we go. We're here at the mat at the Cricut Explore Air 2, and I already have my mat loaded with my flock. So what I did was I took my flock here. I'm going to use this small piece as an example of what I did. I took this small piece of flock right here, and I used it, and I loaded my mat. Now you can load your mat with your flock two different ways. You can load your flock with the white backing on it to your mat, or you can peel the backing off and load it to your mat with the backing off. Now I find it easy to load my flock with the backing off, because once the circles are cut out, I can pull my flock from the mat, and all of the holes will weed. Well, not all of them. Most of the holes will weed and be left on the mat, and you just have to clean your mat up to get those holes off of it, those cut circles off of it, and then it won't be as many that you may or may not have to clean up. So that's why I take my backing off. But it's your choice. You can leave the backing on, or you can take the backing off. It's just your preference as to what you want to do. For this tutorial, I'm going to take the backing off. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start the project to cut. And so we're going to load the mat. And then we're going to hit the flashing C. And then Cricut's going to do its thing. Okay, so we're all finished cutting, and now we're going to weed this from the mat. And so, like I stated earlier, I put my flock down, and I put it down without the backing on it. And so now I'm going to weed it and hope that all of the holes come off. So, see, it's starting to pull, and the holes are staying down. It's not a whole bunch of them that are staying inside. And you want to be really gentle when you're pulling your flock off the mat, because you don't want to stretch your design, because you can stretch it to the point where you'll stretch the holes out of shape, and then the rhinestones won't fit in it. So you want to be gentle, but you want to get enough pull so that all of the holes stay on the mat. Just enough so that you can weed it off perfect. So now that's what's left on the mat, and that's what came off. So we still have a few more holes to get, and then I'm gonna scrape this off and then see if I can get any more of my circles to come off. So let's try to see if I can get more of my circles to come off. Let's see. So just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. I'm gonna stick it down here on the mat. Rub it in real good where those holes didn't come out. And I'm gonna try to weed it out of there. And see, it's not that many up there. We have a few that is up here. Let's see if the weeding gods would work with me. Let's see. Can I get them out here? You can pull some of them out. If you can't get them to weed out, you know, here we don't have that many. So because we don't have that many, we can try to see how many of them we can just pull off on our own so that we don't have to have missing rhinestones, because if you don't open the holes up, then the rhinestones won't fall into place so that you can brush the rhinestones into the holes. So try to get as many off as we can. And I'm a bit of a perfectionist too, so I'm gonna probably sit here to try to get every last one of these holes open. And I won't probably make y'all sit through all of that part. Okay, so I got everything weeded out here, and I've put my rhinestone flock down on one of my Dollar Tree chopping mats, and I put my rhinestone templates down on the mat because I can reuse this template over and over again, and I don't have to keep lifting it and putting it down. So I put them on this Dollar Tree chopping mat. The pack comes 2 in a pack, and it's great for putting your rhinestones down. So I'm gonna sit and I'm gonna put a bunch of rhinestones down on the template, and then I am going to sprinkle like a whole bunch of them on there so I can get them all on there. And then I'm gonna use my little brush that I have here. I got this brush from Home Depot. It's actually an edge painter's brush to paint the edges and stuff. And so it works really well to brush all of the rhinestones into the template. And so when you start brushing your rhinestones in, you want to go in a circular motion. So if you go in a circular motion, the rhinestones will start to fall into the template, and then you'll have you'll fill in all of your circles with your rhinestones. So you just go in a circular motion until you filled all of your holes, and you can move them around to where you need them, or you can put more of them down until you get all You just keep moving them until you get them all into your template. Okay, so guys, I have my rhinestone picker tool here, and I'm just gonna start to move some of the rhinestones the holes that didn't get a rhinestone in them. I'm just gonna sit and try to fill that in so that I can get every hole to have a rhinestone in them, and then move those ones out where they doubled up. So, and then turn those over that didn't get any rhinestone, that the rhinestones were flipped upside down. Okay, so looks like all of the extra rhinestones have been removed. All of the other rhinestones have a home. And so now we're gonna straighten up this space a little bit so we can get these rhinestones on some transfer paper and press them to our shirt. Okay, so everything is all cleaned up. Got a rhinestone template ready. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this transfer paper right here, and I'm gonna use this transfer paper to lift the rhinestones up off this template so that I can press it on my shirt. So I'm just gonna separate the transfer paper from its backing. Now this is the nerve-wracking part, you guys, because you have to get this just right. Sorry for all the noise. You have to get this just right. When you put it down, it's down. You can't move it. You can't change your mind. You can't do anything. So what I've learned is that you put your rhinestone tape in the little V shape and just go down. And when you go down, you have to commit, because once it goes down, it's down. You can't pick it up. You can't change your mind. So just go in, lay it down, and go. Let it flow. And then you rub it all in so that each rhinestone can stick to the transfer tape. And you want to, run your hands over it. You could even use your brush to run over top of it, because you want all of the stones to stick to the transfer tape, right? That's what you want. You want all the stones to stick to the transfer tape. If you see any stones that are out of place, you can kind of slide them back into place, push them back into the spot that they belong in, like that one right there. All right, I think that's good. And now we are about to lift this up so that we can press it on our shirt. So when you pull it up, you want to go slow, because if any of the rhinestones didn't stay down, then you want to go back and get it. And then you want to go slow too, because you don't want anything to pop off. See, we have this one not sticking. So you want to go get that one, right? And just peel it back real slow. Go back to get the ones that decided they wanted to stay. But take your time so you can get them all.
take your time. See, there are two right there that don't want to stay on. Looks like I got an extra stone in there too, but we can get that later. Just go slow. I want to make sure you get them all. See, you got a couple right there that you want to press back down to get that one. I got that one right there. Woo. It's a really large piece. The design is really large, so you gotta kind of, make sure you get everything. So I got this little stubborn rhinestone right here. Don't want to come up. All right, came up. Got some right there that just needs some help. This one right here. That one right there. Okay, it's being stubborn. I don't want to come up. Come on, join the party. There's one right there. Now, if you just happen to miss any, like I just think I did miss one, you can always go back and fix it by applying it individually. And I'll show you how you can get that done. Okay, so we have them all up except for two. Be careful. Mess up and stick. And then what we're gonna do is, until we get ready to press our shirt, we're gonna lay it back down. So let's just grab it and lay it back down on the transfer paper until we get ready to press it. Okay guys, we're over here at the heat press. I'm gonna turn the heat press on. I had it on. I'm gonna press the shirt at 325 for 15 seconds. Okay, let's start this way this time. Okay. Now look at that. That is nice. That is really nice. Okay, we're all done. And this is the final product. I love how it turned out. What do you think? Leave a comment down below and tell me, what do you think? Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below and I will respond back. Thank you again for watching and see you in my next video.